Hello and welcome back to a brand new video. If you're new here, then welcome. My name's Alex, I'm a cameraman, and I take you behind the scenes jobs get to do, whether that's in the UK or abroad, video, photo or drone, and I post 2 videos a week for you every Thursday and every Sunday to show you what I've been up to. This week, you can see with Turtle, the 36-year-old motorhome I've been renovating, parked up in the beautiful Lake District at Coniston Coppice campsite, caravan club campsite in Coniston. Basically, we've had one night here already. It's been super rainy, super wet, which is actually quite nice, although it is a tin can, so it's a bit noisy. Anyway, we didn't get any leaks, which is great news. The only thing we do need to do, because it's a bit chilly, is go and get a bit of diesel from the nearest town. We're set up, we're levelled, there's no point us dismantling it all, putting all the screens away and everything like that, to go down there, to drive down just 2 minutes away to get the small amount of diesel that we need. So what we're going to do is put the jerry can in a backpack, in a couple of bin bags, and go walk over there. I obviously have Georgie with me, and of course Layla is here as well, so they're going to join me. Hopefully we don't get too wet, but to be honest, I can't remember the last time that I went out in the rain on purpose so if it does rain, I'm prepared and I look forward to it. And these shoes could do with a good old wash. It's going to be a good video. We're going to go for a wild swim, maybe in the storm later on. Hopefully we don't get struck by lightning, but do stay tuned. And apart from that, yeah, loads of other shenanigans. So stay tuned. Should be a good video. Enjoy. Oh, by the way, here's some drone shots I got yesterday of Coniston because it looked quite beautiful. There you go. That's nice. So Layla is dropping a poo for us. I know you guys found that amusing. In the last video, I had to go to Nan's to pick up a poo. No, you didn't hear that wrong. Anyway, I am joined by the beautiful Georgie and Layla, and we're going to be heading into Coniston to go and get some diesel. My backpack contains an empty jerry can ready to fill up with diesel, and Georgie's matching outfit in her orange backpack is just a couple of jumpers. Anyway, I'm going to get poo bags out of my pocket and pick this poo up. We're going to be walking down there to the waterfront very soon, and we're going to be going for a swim there later on. Stay tuned, be a good video. Thank you. Now, you might know we've stayed at Coniston a couple of times now already, but we have not been boring and we've decided to stay on a different pitch to the one that we usually stay on. It's quite a beautiful one and I'll show you guys a little bit more of that later on. And the reason we've come to the same place again is just because there aren't many places we can stay that have a shower block as well as have access down to somewhere to swim as easily as this place does. So we thought, why break the mould too soon and just go back to the place we enjoy but find a new pitch. Equally, we're going to be having a bit of a different experience in the water this time because the water level has risen so high. Again, I'll show you that a little bit later on. Little fireplace. As you can see, we've made it into Coniston. Rather pretty little village or town, I'm not quite sure. Georgie's first time here as well, so we have made it in. We got distracted by a fudge shop just on the way in, so we managed to pick up just a little bit of fudge. Next, I need to go to this petrol station with my little jerry can in this backpack and get it filled up so we've got some heat for later on. So, what I'm going to do is, Georgie, you wait here. I'll give you my backpack and then I should look, hopefully, a little bit less dodgy. Great success. We have the diesel. I'm hoping it's not going to leak anyway in this backpack. That would be a bit of a shame, but I have come prepared. I was a scout. Bin bags. So we have only got about 2 miles to walk with this on my back, so it isn't actually too bad. But it means we do have some warmth for later on. Because we've had this bad weather, it does mean that we're kind of stuck in the van editing. This is our little adventure for today, and I think we've got quite lucky with the weather. So we're going to be heading back to do exactly that. And also, because it has been bad weather, it's also meant I've had a bit of downtime in the van to get some of the jobs done that I have been dying to do. So I'll be showing you those next, along with, hopefully, later on, heading down to the water for a swim. Fingers crossed. The time has come. Georgie and I are ready for a swim. I am half wetsuited, ready to get the other half on when I get down there. And just to show you quickly, this is our little park up. So basically we've got a lovely view across the tops of the trees here with there's no one, well, there are no parking spots down there, so there's no one to spoil it, nor is there here, just a little bit of a road. And we've only got one neighbour there, and we could have another neighbour there, but there's no one showed up yet. Anyway, sitting pretty, some beautiful big trees. As I said, sat at the top of these trees, and there was a little bird sitting on that one singing yesterday. If I get a chance, I'll film that later on. Anyway, I better not dilly-dally because the weather is going to change, and that's why we're heading out now. We were going to head out at like 9 or 10 o'clock, but instead we're heading out now, and it's just gone 5:30 because the weather's only going to get worse, and it's not going to get any warmer, nor is it going to get any less windy. And I think the wind is the thing we're worried about more than anything, but nevertheless, it should be fine. The water level's a lot higher, so I'm looking forward to showing you guys that. And this time I've got a lanyard on the GoPro, so hopefully I won't be losing it. Oh, and we've also got a noodle each. I've dropped mine. Georgie, show us your noodle. Nice. So, yeah, we've got these to help us stay afloat. We've got some shoes in my backpack here to put on as well. And what else do we have? Oh, and we've got a pair of goggles to try out as well, just to see if we can see anything. I wonder if the water will be clearer now that it's fuller or not. Not sure. Anyway, looking forward to getting down there. I'm nervous to get down there and anxious to get in, but as I said, I'm sure it'll be just fine. Contrary to popular belief, Georgie and I are not crazy. There are other swimmers. So that must mean it's perfectly fine. And I'll tell you what, we're not swimmers, we're floaters. These guys look pretty serious. They've got their caps on. Anyway, let me show you in just a second how much higher the water level actually is. So to keep some of our street cred, Georgie and I have found our very own launch point, but it's actually quite beautiful. Look at this. This is just about perfect, isn't it? Anyway, I don't know if you remember, gang, but all of this area was, well, as probably far out as the end of this tree, those branches, was all beach last time. And now it's evidently not beach. It's now underwater. So we're going to be having a good old swim. It's not too breezy down here, which is quite nice. There are the other swimmers. They've brought their doggo. Layla's in the van. And we're just going to brave it and get in. Georgie says I've put it off for long enough and it's time to get in the water. So let's go. Oh, it's not warm, that's for sure. It's not a 20-degree pool. It is not heated. And this fresh rainwater is chilly. Blimey. It is pretty cold. But it is pretty beautiful as well. Give us a wave. 15 degrees apparently the water is, which is pretty cold. We will have to do the dunk at some point. It's taking my breath away a little bit. I'm absolutely shivering. I'm dunking. Just trying to control my breathing. Oh, that made me a bit dizzy. Okay, just trying to calm down a bit. After a little bit of time, I've either gone numb or it's getting slightly more bearable. Also, these floating pool noodles we've got are making a massive difference. Massive difference. Are you okay?
Yes.
Good.
That took my breath away.
I'm hoping this shot's steady because my hand's shaking. Take in that beautiful view. Not very often do you get sort of eye level with a lake. I might have to dunk in a minute. You have? Oh my god. I had no idea. Just signified the end. I'm gonna dunk. Count down. 3, 2, 1, dunk.
Good job.
That is so cold. So we're back inside the van after the swim. Layla missed us terribly, of course. And yeah, excuse the flicker from the fairy lights. I just thought you'd appreciate it. Looks so much prettier with the fairy lights on. So this is a lovely pitch, a lovely place to stay. This is our 3rd time staying here now, I believe. There's a couple that work here who are great as well and suggest us the best spots here. So thank you guys if you're watching, really appreciate it. The swim that Georgie and I have just had was absolutely lovely. The water was freezing cold. It took your breath away when you got in for the first time, but I think having the wetsuits on warms the water in the wetsuit. At least that's what it felt like. So yeah, we lasted a little bit longer, and especially having those floats made all the difference because we were able to not move around too much and not get too cold. So absolutely chuffed with how that went. We had some water shoes this time as well, which were great. The only thing we didn't use were our goggles. In terms of stuff inside the van that I've been updating, I'm going to turn these off just for the time being. I did put 2 little hooks up there. They came with this projector screen, but I didn't want to stick them to fabric. So these are now our towel hooks, which has gone pretty well. This bag's just drying out, so ignore that. As you can see, we're in editing mode at the moment. Usually in the daytime / up until maybe 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night. This is how the setup is, ready to edit anytime we need to, with a battery underneath. But at the minute, I have the extension lead coming from that post plugged in there. Still no neighbour. So yeah, that powers those, so don't drain any batteries. When it comes to the evening, I put this away and this turns into a cooking area. Georgie and I have steaks and mashed potato tonight, so we'll be cooking that, and I'll try and overlay a shot right now of me cooking the steaks and it looking like a 5-star Michelin star kitchen. Anyway, other things that I did, I completely repaired this floor. There's Layla's yak chew. You can see she's been enjoying it. I completely restuck this floor and also decided enough was enough having this grim. So I used the remaining bit of ceiling carpet fabric from up there. I used here. And it's made all the difference. There was also a hole here which led to outside, which I just put tape over. And I think that's where the smell of the grey water was coming up. And it's fixed. Can't smell it at all now. So chuffed with how that's gone. There's the extension lead that I was talking about, plugged in with this 2 screens and fridge plugged into it. Other repairs, what else did I do? Yeah, I actually restuck the whole ceiling. So the ceiling is stuck all the way to the very back now, which has made the world of difference, and that space at the top super usable. There are a few more bits and bobs, such as clearing out underneath in this radiator area and stuff like that I did, as well as, here we go, for this cupboard, for example, I put 2 more latches on so that it stays really nice and firmly shut. It takes a bit of force to get that one shut. The same with these cupboards here. As you can see, I decided to put 2 more latches on, and now they close perfectly. Couldn't be more happy with that. So that's all the cupboards now have the same action. When I first got the van, some of them you pushed and they'd open, some of them you just pulled. It was a bit of a nightmare trying to remember what cupboard opened how, but now you just pull all of them and they open just fine, which is an absolute win, especially this one. This one was a nightmare, so yeah, there we go. It's actually got 2 latches and a magnet keeping it shut, which is great news. If you are still sticking about at this point, then you guys might be interested that I have a Patreon starting. The first video will be coming probably at the end of this video. So if you're interested, head over to Patreon. I'll put the links down in the description down below. I'll try and put them as a card up there too. If you're interested, go check that out. I do really appreciate it. I don't ask for any money ever, and I wouldn't expect money for nothing. So with the Patreon, you're supporting me to create these videos. In return, obviously, you get extra content. I'll be aiming to do one more extra video for Patreon every single week. It will be a little bit random. It might be camera stuff. It might be behind the scenes of life stuff. It might be dog stuff. It might be van stuff. It could literally be anything. So do stay tuned. And if you guys would like to go and have a look, as I said, the link is down in the description. Okay, now I've got my camera lady back. Hello, Georgie.
Hello.
Do you have a nice shower?
I did, thank you.
And they are very clean here, so that is one of the best things about these caravan club sites. All the facilities are actually lovely. But what I wanted to show you was, ignore the windows broken. We are going to be sorting that in a future video. They're just expensive and difficult to find, and this isn't the original window from the van. Anyway, Alex is going to show you one thing that he likes about this stop, this little location we've got more than anything, and that is, once we've got this window open, if you have a look, it is literally like a window to the jungle. Look at that. Absolutely lovely. And we were sat here yesterday with some binoculars watching a little bird on the branch just there. So yeah, this is probably one of the nicest things about this little stop that we've got here, is being able to park sideways onto the pegs. We asked if that was okay, and having this beautiful view to look out of. Usually people would have a door on the side of their van. Ours is on the back of the van, so you could have your door looking this way, but for us actually this is probably way better, because this is the only window that fully opens. So yeah, beautiful spot. And just as I finish recording that clip, the little bird is back, and I'll zoom in. And with that being said, I think it comes to the end of today's video. So if you have enjoyed it, hit that thumbs up button for me. It does really, really help. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button as well, because I do need it. Thank you again for watching. As I said, Patreon, link down below. Please do go check that out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take it easy.